Anyways, hello everyone. Give me 1 second while I noisily slurp some water. Anyways, sorry for that. I just had oatmeal, Spider-Man. I just had some oatmeal that was like chocolate banana oatmeal, which is definitely very dark and gritty, and I felt that the water was necessary there. Anyways, hello and welcome to the weekly live and the current chaos that is going on, in which every single weekly live is different, and let's see what every particular show brings. Oh, Alexa, turn on computer backlight. That should give, that should give a little bit of a shine to my face. There we go, that's much better. Anyways, past that. So, today we are going to be going through Pocketopia. I'll show you the screen for a second, although we will go back. Pocketopia is over on Backit, and currently there are 65 projects in it, 55 of which are funded. $763,000 raised so far. Oh, sorry, Brian. 14,000 backers, and this is basically a collective of small box games, portable, easy to learn tabletop games. It's basically kind of a package deal thing that they're doing on Backit. There are a few of these that they do, and honestly, I think it's a great initiative. I am trying to get them to happen at GameFan at some point. That is neither here nor there, but right now, there's like Oddities and Obscura, there's a Pin Kids Collective. Like, there's a lot of categories where they do things that, you know, they just kind of group things together to kind of have all ships raise each other. All the rising tide raises all ships, something like that. So everyone kind of works together, although I guess these ones are actually pretty small. These are pretty small projects over here. But they've had pretty large ones, like large comic books, large pins, and Pocketopia has 65 small, portable, easy-to-learn games. I was debating how many of these to cover in my 2 Back or Not to Back on Monday, and then I was like, you know what? I can cover none of them on my 2 Back or Not to Back, and instead, I could do a dedicated video on Friday. And then, today, I was like, why don't I just make it the weekly live instead? So this was a last-minute decision because of my current trend of trying to do different things for the weekly live. I should play a video game. What video game? I should play a video game. That'll be a different thing. Last week we did PS5 games. By the way, thank you for all your recommendations of the various PS5 games. I definitely bought some. Can't remember what I did or didn't get, but I got a few games and I put a bunch more on my wish list. I generally get things when they're on sale when I can. That is neither here nor there. That is last week's weekly live. This week we're going to be going over Pocketopia. As usual, Factorio would be so boring. I can't imagine Factorio being interesting unless either I started from the start, which would be pretty boring as well, or if I started mid-game and people knew what was going on. I think Factorio was very... Anyways, I don't know. Anyways, so this is, as usual, a weekly live, so I will be going through any degree of chat or questions, whatever you want to go through. All of that stuff is great, but past that, I'll also be focusing on Pocketopia to go over some, not all, of these 65 projects. The reason I will not be going over all of the 65 projects is because if you look at the campaign over here, first of all, 55 of them are funded, and secondly is they did include a lot of RPGs, and I might click through 1 or 2 of them, but frankly, RPGs are less interesting to me on a personal level. But let's go ahead and go through the general idea and just start going through things. So, Pocketopia, a celebration of portable, easy-to-learn games, launching on March 13th, going to April 3rd. There's a few interesting aspects to Pocketopia that are very intriguing. They have cross-collaboration freebies, where basically they have partners that work with each other, that if you back one thing from both partners, you kind of get a free reward from each creator. So it's a degree of cross-pollination, very similar to when you have, did my screen just go black there? Don't know. Anyways, very similar to when you have, you know, large board game campaigns. They have promos from, like, you know, Chronicles of Durnagar has a Madara promo, that kind of thing. Additionally, they have a Pocketopia dice bag. Back 6 or more projects and get a dice bag from Backit directly, which I thought was a cool idea. I don't know if I care about the dice bag itself, but I do think it's a cool idea. Then we have rewards at a glance, 2 free rewards for every cross collab, 1 free limited edition dice bag. All that looks great. Let me mute my phone because I'm getting little dings over here. 1 second. Let's go to do not disturb. Excellent, done. Alright, that's the core idea of what's going on here. Then we have counter projects back. We have let's go scroll up. Okay, so over here we have Pocketopia, we have explore, projects, and highlights. I'm just going to focusing on the projects right now. Directly the projects, where we have, again, 55 of these are funded. I am going to filter by, sort by most funded, because generally that is a good way of seeing, well, what's out there. But then, I'm going to go ahead and scroll from most funded to top to bottom. Is there a way to reverse that sort? Can I do least funded? No. So I'm going to have to go ahead and scroll to the bottom and just go our way to page 3 over here and just kind of briefly go through things. So I'm going to kind of get a lot of the small stuff out of the way. I may not even click through to a bunch of these. So a bunch of these are going to be, just going through whatever projects there are. We have Calling All Heroes, Season 0. There are 4 backers. Again, nothing personal to the creators, but anything with very, very few backers. To a large extent, I'm going to assume that if there wasn't enough hype that you were building around it as well, I just don't want to spend your time going through all of the smaller projects. But I will go through anything medium, large, or anything captures my interest personally. So we have Calling All Heroes, doesn't really do anything for me. S-Cargo, I love the idea of S-Cargo, like escargot. Food War, we got $290, 10 backers. Fiction in the Space Between, a Tracy Chapman TTRPG. That is so fascinating to me. 55 backers, but it has a lower funding goal, so it has at least a number. But like a Tracy Chapman RPG, like how many lanes of interest can you zoom in on? Like it's not just tabletop, it's RPGs. It's not just RPGs, it's Tracy Chapman RPGs, and this is a line, this is a level. Fast Car is still one of the best songs of all time. Farm Feuds, Steal and Sow Your Ways to Victory. Again, 11 backers, $510 something raised over there. We have Anime Bingo, 15 backers, $546. We have Monsters and Myths, a multi-role TTRPG, 20 backers, $700 raised. We have In the Wake of the Binding, a vampire TTRPG for 43 backers. I am curious over here. This, to me, should be under the category of role-playing games, and it's tagged as tabletop games, so that's interesting right there. And by the way, with chat, I will be doing what I usually do when I do these kind of more focused Q&As or live shows. I'll be doing Q&As. I'll be doing the focus, and then breaking to do chat, and back and forth like that. Bluff Pastry, a fun and fast-paced card game with lashings of deviousness, 57 backers, age of 17. Let's go ahead and click through this one. Let's see what's going on in this one. We have the Queen as guest with some very particular requirements. Outwit your fellows, a fun, fast-paced card game. £1,000 stretch goal, additional Bluff Pastry card set. Not a huge fan of the art. It's okay. It does the job. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I like the actual art in the cabinets. I don't like how most of the card is the cabinet itself. 16 mouth-watering ingredient cards, 2 scrumptious bluff point cards, a shiny for a wall of freshness. This is going for a button shy style game. Drew a comic book series, simply added a dollop of goodness. Anything about the gameplay? Anything but the gameplay? Not a ton about the gameplay. It's there, and they do RPGs apparently too, but I'm not seeing a quick overview of the gameplay, so that is what it is, unfortunately. Alright, moving on to the next one. Then we go to the next one over here, which is, let's scroll through here, Pride and Prejudice, the courtship card game. I have 0 interest in Pride and Prejudice, sorry, I'm not going to click through to it. Pete's Place, avoid greedy seagulls and race to fill plates. Again, 36 backers is fine. Argumentation, a game about how history works. Interesting. I'm intrigued despite myself. Why is it called Argumentation? Various theories of history, GM less 3 to 6 players. It's a tool of a storytelling type game. I like the art over here. Although, as usual, disclaimer, like, I have no clue if it's AI or just one of those Photoshop things. Like, is this real art or is just people turned into art? I don't know. I don't care about history. I like the idea of the game called Argumentation. Beyond the Shadows, a hex crawl for Shadow RPGs. Edinburgh Indie Board Games over here. This is an anthology Zine. Again, isn't Zine a tabletop, like a role-playing game? Like, shouldn't this be under the role-playing game category? We have Centipede, a quick card game of crafting plushy centipedes. So we're going to finish page 1, then we'll go to chat. Okay, we'll get Brian, we all know Alex ignores chat, especially if successful is here. I hear you, but also, I have to be polite. I was going to say something I'm not allowed to say on live. Craft, cut, and count a lot of legs in this quick tactical card game. Okay, looks intriguing. 65 backers, €1,000 raised. 1,000 euro raised. Quick tactical card game, place your things. Again, the art's not pulling me in. It definitely comes across as very indie, which, don't get me wrong, again, indie, to a certain extent, crowdfunding was built around trying to help people bring projects to life from an indie standpoint, and I respect that goal. On a personal level, as a gamer, I do want to back games that look very good, and that, I don't know, that's my personal 2 cents. Is I'm all for supporting indie creators if somebody wants to. I usually won't back a project that I'm not personally interested in as a final product, if that makes sense. Alright, I always feel bad saying it, but it is what it is. Alright, that's page 1. Let's go to chat. Ryan, Alex, speaking of board games, Jason, are you also targeting tabletop gaming projects like the new StarCraft by Arkane Studios? How valuable do you see wargaming style projects to GameFound, STL, etc.? So I guess this sounds like a GameFound question. The short answer is yes. In general, GameFound, from a GameFound general strategy standpoint, anything in the tabletop category we are heavily targeting. Board games have done tremendously well. We are expanding outwards as well into our RPGs, accessories, tabletop, all of that. Like, we've had projects, we've had a lot of success there, but not the same level of success that we've had. Like, when you think of like $1 million board games, they're generally on GameFound. When you think of $1 million RPGs, they're not yet on GameFound. Although we have had million plus miniature stuff, we have had that. So but yes, interested in all of those things. Also, I don't know what the story is with StarCraft. I know a lot of Arkan projects have been running GameFound. I don't know if StarCraft is going to crowdfunding at all, and if it is, I don't know which platform. Just don't know yet. It's coming out like end of 2026. We got some time. Jason, I've had the Megan 2.0 on my GameFound shopping cart for 2 weeks now. I've seen the Megan in person. It is a nice table. It is a nice table. I'm not trying to convince you to buy it because tables are expensive, but it is a nice table. Jason, no, that's Jason. Jacob, what do you think is your highest ranked game with a really bad BGG rating? Wild Ascent or Aquatica are really bad. I don't think I have any high ranked games with a really bad BG rating. But Wild Ascent and Aquatica are two games that are definitely like in the lower 7s on BGG, and I love them. I don't know if there's anything under 7 that I would highly rank. I don't know. There might be, but I just don't know. Jacob Justice, no, cover that. Nat, hey, you made it to the weekly live. How's it going, Nat? Good to see you. Brian, we all know Alex is in our chat. Exactly. Good morning, Nat. Nat, a long time no see. How you be? Alex is intrigued because arguments are his favorite pastime. That is exactly why I was intrigued. I'm doing well. Life is rocky, but it could be worse. ACS, have you seen the video game Sunderfolk? Nope, I have not. Oh my gosh, it's a couch co-op game? Let's go ahead and check out Sunderfolk. Okay. Sunderfolk. Oh, I realize you don't see my screen. Let me go to Steam over here, I guess. Let me pop over to this. Sunderfolk is a shared turn-based tactical RPG adventure. This kind of just looks like Gloomhaven. I mean, it might be, like, don't get me wrong. There's so many different genres here. I'm just, like, bundling them all together. I don't know if I care. I like Slay the Spire-esque games. And I played a lot of Gloomhaven Digital. But I think if I'm going to play a game like this, I'm almost instinctively more interested in just playing a video game. Like, I play so many board games that I want my board games to be board games and my video games to be video games, with a massive exception for roguelike deck-building games. Anyways, that was Sunderfolk. Nat, can't believe you call Mega Table. What games do you like to get the Awakening Realms Special Edition upgrade? I'd love a Clans of Caledonia upgrade. Well, I don't see that happening anytime soon. They just had a campaign. But Clans of Caledonia, Troyes, which is getting a reprint, Caverna. I want Caverna next. Like, I like Caverna more than Agricola, so I'm kind of annoyed that Agricola is getting the first upgrade. Things and Rings is a 7.2. Yeah, that would go in the same category. Yep, definitely agreed. Although I will say I've cooled on Things and Rings a little bit. It's still amazing, make no mistake, but having played it like 50 times, it probably has dropped to a 4.5 because the newness has worn off, which newness does not always result in a drop. It is game by game, but I think I'd put Things and Rings at a 4.5 by now, versus Aquatica, I think I dipped Aquatica to a 4.5 too, and possibly Wild Descent. Honestly, I think they've all dipped to a 4.5. So, there's that. Anyways, page 2. Page 2, Trouble Seekers. We got Trouble Seekers over here. We got Plaguebound, a Dark Fantasy TTRPG. We have Sail the Oceans Queer TTRPG. These are all role-playing games. We have an RPG game tagged as a board game. Half of these board games are RPGs, and that bothers me. It doesn't bother me because, like, I'm fine with RPGs existing. I just thought more of these were board games. Fortune Favors Dice, a TTRPG engine. Greeting Games, a collection of gamified greeting cards. Interesting. Is this even a game? Time to see if this is a game. Portable, malleable games on cards and postcards. This seems like games. This seems like games. Okay. And honestly, I don't mind the indie artwork approach as much on something like this, because it's like a very different vibe. I'm still not the target audience for it, but I don't mind as much there. We have Hit the Road Jack, and it is a solo duet game. Okay, let's check it out. We have Primary Potions over here, and we have Escape the Chronos, a print and play in-hand card game. Let's take a look at all of those. The last page is where we're going to spend most of our time in this live stream over here. 71 backers, $2,000 raised. I have a $4,000 goal. Okay, that's going to be a little tougher. Not a fan of the art again, unfortunately. It's very text-based, not pulling me in over here. Yeah, again, it's fine. It's like a lot of these things will have that. That's going to be the nature of these. But also, we are going through these in order of least funded to most funded for a reason. We're kind of getting a lot of these out of the way. This one, actually, I don't mind the art as much here. I think the graphic design could use some work from the presentation aspect, but this one has me a little bit intrigued. Components look nice, like this box over here. The idea of getting a box of these vials, that sounds so cool. I like that. Primary Potions. Is it called Primary Potions or Primary Potions? Because every single one of these says Poitons, but I'm pretty sure that's a typo. Shiny Potions. Yeah, that's a typo on all the stretch goals. I hope they can fix that. That is interesting. Okay, but yeah, the actual cards, like the shiny foil, I am intrigued by this one. What is the funding goal currently? We are at, let's go to home over there, 97 backers, $2,000 raised. So this is funding already. Intrigued in this one. We have Escape the Chronos. Not a fan of the art style at all. Single player card game. You hand print out 13 cards. Yeah, no. It might be amazing, but I'm just like, the harshness of it functionally might do the job great, just not for me. Super Battlemon Ranger packs over here. Don't know what that is. We have Escape the Lighthouse Keeper, a play-at-home escape room inspired puzzle game. Let's take a look at that. We have Dungeon Roll, Battle Steal, and Loot Dungeon Crawling Mayhem in your pocket. Swords at Dark. 4 to 8 player social deduction. Not interested. Personally not interested. But also the art looks, again, very lo-fi. And again, makes sense for a lot of these. Rusty Revolvers, a Russian roulette card game. Okay, intrigued. Disposable Bags of Meat, a TTRPG. In the Shadow of Glory, an epistolary TTRPG. Cult Crafter, a cult building card game. I don't know if I even care, but I'll click on it. Survivor Sorority, a role-playing game. Enter the Nostalgicron role-playing game. Song of the Scriptworm role-playing game. And Soul Cemetery, a solo survival tabletop game. We're going to look at that in a second. Blackthorn role-playing, The Red Line role-playing, and then Forest Floor, Nature Can Be a Contest. Let's take a look at all those we opened up. A play-at-home puzzling mystery. The Owner of Morgan's Escape. Love all things puzzle-related. Okay, so I'm intrigued by this. Like puzzle games. They're working out with them. Their collaboration partner. That's that. I haven't actually seen a lot of collaboration partners, but I haven't clicked through a lot too. But that is interesting. I do like the idea. I mean, escape room games I like in general. And I don't think you need great graphics to make those work. At the end of the day, there are a lot out there, which makes it hard to like jump into everyone. But yeah, that was fine. Swords at Dusk. 4-day player social deduction game. I'm just here to look at the graphic design and art over here. Yeah, it looks very straightforward as far as the art goes. Doesn't mean it's a bad game at all, but again, it's that aspect over here. Alright, I feel like maybe I'm not the right person to go through a whole bunch of indie projects and dunk on them for not looking like giant big box games. But I'm not here to dunk on them. Honestly, I figured a lot of these would be in this category. I hate this art style. It's not like this. This is also another game. View this project. Oh, okay. I will look at this briefly. Prepare to have the screen immediately go dark because I'm getting a adult content warning over here. I'm not sure why. Although at this point now I'm just scrolling for the adult content. God, the shift. I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed in the adult content aspect now. Soul Cemetery. Solo survival horror tabletop game. Looks intriguing-ish. A lot of these just aren't my jam. A lot of these are not my jam. Forest Floor, Nature Can Be a Contest, none of these are pulling me in. This is like, I think Pocketopia is turning more into like, what does Alex personally have an interest in? Anyway, back to chat. I would say Things and Rings, we covered that. Jerome, any deck builders you recommend? Just got Heroes of Tenerife, I want to dip into the genre more. I'm going to get Slay the Spire in the next paycheck. Do you mean board game deck builders? Because if board game deck builders, I'm going to go with Dominion as the ultimate best deck builder of all time. Dominion is still the best, just the best. I don't know if it's the best. It's not my highest rated, but it is. I love Dominion. I recommend it very heavily. Let's go back to the screen while I scroll around for a second. Let's see. I just found Robinson Crusoe Collector's Edition for $50, thinking about getting it. That sounds like a great price for the Collector's Edition. Brian, I know Alex likes Valeria. It's been on my list of things to check out. It's not really a deck builder, but I do like it a lot. Brian, the shiny cards in Dragon Eclipse are my favorite. Yes, they're so good looking. They're so good looking. Nat, Board Game Co-op to be banned. It's considered mature content due to the horror theme, I think, not because of NSFW. Like, was the horror theme that, like, horror-y? I don't know if I personally felt that it was horror-y enough for me to care. But anyways, let's keep going. Service of Sloths, tabletop games, Weird Giraffe Games. Oh, Weird Giraffe has a campaign over here. I didn't realize that. $5,790 raised, 313 backers, 7 days left to go. Rivers of Flooded, Sloths in Need of Rescue. Okay, so this is where we're moving to, like, okay, so there are some creators who have done typical crowdfunding, and then they have, they're doing these Pocketopia games as well, which I think those are usually where we're going to see the most premium games. A lot of these are more indie creators, and a lot of these are smaller creators, and I think there's a small difference between indie and small, but, like, or first-time indie versus established indie. I don't know how we bracket these creators, but there are creators who might expect to see $10,000 to $15,000 in a project, but they are very much indie, and then there are creators who are starting for the first time. Anyway, Service of Sloths, delightful game, quick portable drafting game of saving sloths, where sloths you save can be just as important as the sloths you don't. I like that. That as a tagline I like. How to play: rivers of flooding, happy sloths, starting rescue will choose a sloth on one of the 2 roads of sloth in the river. Every other player will save another sloth on that road. The remaining sloth won't be saved, but don't worry, it's caught by the surplus net to be saved at the end of the game. Some sloths are social butterflies that fit in with other sloths. Okay, so it's basically trying to get, it's that collection of different sloths will score in different ways, and you're trying to draft them. So it's a quick-paced drafting game. Drafting choices are very thinky. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Or that the sloth that's remaining goes into the surplus net, driving these scores higher. So I hate that mechanic, by the way. In general, there's a mechanic that's been used in games where the thing that's not picked drives up the value of other things, and it results in this weird incentive where if you pick that, I've never liked that mechanic. It's a personal thing. It's not like a gameplay thing. I've never personally liked that mechanic. I always find that I feel frustrated by the choices I make regardless. So it's not that I feel satisfied with I got something good but I didn't get something else good. Rather, I feel no matter what I do in some way, it's a personal thing. I don't like that mechanic. But past that, I like drafting. I like creating sets of different things. It looks straightforward. I don't know if I'm like wowed by it by any means, but it looks straightforward. It looks like it does a job. Do they have a collaboration partner? Because I would assume they would. Do they have a collaboration partner? Because again, I assume that they would do their cross collab with Space Line to Leon Strife. Okay, yeah, I assume they would. So that's what's working together there, and you'll get things from both. Okay, moving on to the next one. It lurks inside a role-playing game. Cat's Gambit, the Queen Aurora. I will click on it because it's cats. Okay. Pond and 12 Labors are honestly the ones like Pond. There's like 3 or 4 campaigns I'm actually interested in here. The rest is just part of the Pocketopia. Okay, we have Taru, Enter the Whimsical World of Cat's Gambit, a solo chess puzzle from the creators of Macaron and Boba Mahjong. Okay, I've seen Boba Mahjong. I like the premise. The art, despite being very low-key, it's adorable cats, so it does work. Like, it's a little unfair that you can get away with a lot more when it's just cats. We have Boba Mahjong and Macaron, which, again, these are just delightful visual games. You'll face off against the cunning cat krakens. You strategically place chess pieces on a 4x4 grid, avoid checkmate, and outwit your feline foes. Okay. Comes in a compact little box, Grid Edition. How to play. Place the queen in the center of the table with 5 victory points face up. Randomly select 5 pawn cards, place them to the side, return the remaining cards to the box. Shuffle 2 bishops, 2 knights, 2 rooks, and 4 catkins. Face down to create a draw deck, then place it next to the queen. Finally place a placement deck on top of it. Draw a card from the top of the deck, place in an open space from the placement token, following the movement pattern. Then move the placement token to the card just placed. After placing a card from the deck, you may place a pawn in an open space from the placement token, then move the token onto the pawn. Beware of the catkin. When placed in a position where a straight or diagonal line connects to the queen, it attacks. The queen loses 4 points. Second check, the game is lost. Okay, so you're just trying to stay alive. This is like staying alive. That's what this game is. It's fine. I like it. It looks cool. I'm intrigued. I don't know if, like, again, I'm not in love with it, but like it does seem like it's a fun little game. I like little puzzles. It's got cute cat art. This is like the first strong pick for me. I like it. Let's move on to the next one. Assemblage RPG, Wayfinder RPG. I might look at the highest campaign is doing 200,000, which has been pulling 200,000 of the 700,000 as one campaign. That RPG I might click through and open. The rest, don't know if I care. Blood of the Margins RPG, Seduce the Night RPG, Familiar Tales RPG, Foxy Deck. Okay, this is actually from Eamon. I always forget if it's Eamon or Ammon. Eamon, who has done Gnome Hollow. I need to find out how to pronounce his name, because I've said it. The problem is I said his name wrong for so long, and he never corrected me. And then when I found out what his name was, now I forgot which one was the right, which one was the wrong. Anyways, Brielle, my 12-year-old stepdaughter, was inspired to create board games and created this beautiful deck of cards. Okay, so this is a deck of cards from Brielle, who's Eamon's daughter, or Ammon's daughter, who did Gnome Hollow, as well as other games. It's a lovingly illustrated card deck. Is it a game? Is it a game, or is it just a deck of cards? I mean, I will say I do like the art. It's foxes, kitsune. Oh my gosh, I should get this. I am going to get this. I don't think I realized. I knew there was a deck of cards from him in this. I had not looked at it, and my daughter loves foxes. Oh, this is an easy game to back. Oh my gosh, we are going to be backing this. I'm going to leave this tab up. Let's slide to the left over there so I don't forget. Okay, 52 gorgeously watercolored cards. Like this is again, it's the pet thing. Like, it's just got a degree of, first of all, the watercolor is nice, the general card decks, and I will say I am friends with Eamon, or Ammon, not friends enough to know his name apparently, but I am friends with him. I did not go into this expecting to be like, this is the campaign I'm backing. There's 2 or 3 here I might back. This was not on my list of the ones that I thought I would, but the foxes are intriguing enough. Okay, so like, but yeah, okay, cool. I need to check what's the price of the deck. Okay, we have $5 for shipping, and then the actual pledge levels over here for the thing is $13. It's more than I want to pay for a deck of cards, and this is where I justify it by half saying it's for my daughter and half supporting a friend. It's definitely more than I personally want to pay for a deck of cards. But supporting a friend and making my daughter happy, those two are worth 18 bucks. I've wasted far less on more. Brian, I back things. I just don't back a ton of things anymore. But I still back. It's just more selective what I back. Okay. Okie dokes. That is going to be Foxy Deck. Moving on to the next one. We have Unleashed, an RPG. We have Widget's Workshop. This is another one I was interested in. We have Why We Fight. We have Historic, The Road Eternal. I don't know if I care about this one. What is it? I'm going to open it and look at it, but it's a Grimdark TTRPG. Oh, I'm going to close it again. We have Gast. We have Duat. I've actually played this game. Okay, so I'm gonna click on this game, and then let's go through Witch's Workshop. So Witch's Workshop takes the... Oh, actually, I forgot to do this one. Who's the collab partner? Is there a cross collab? Cross collab with Envy Board Games. Oh, when you pledge for both Foxy Deck and Hercules, you receive 2 free exclusive enamel pins. I honestly don't care about the pins, but I will say Hercules and the 12 Labors is probably the game that I was most excited about from this entire Pocketopia. So this bodes well. Now I feel like I'm getting something else out of this. Okay, cool. Anyways, Witch's Workshop. So this is what I was intrigued by. This is from Phase Shift Games, and honestly, the puzzle of this did look fairly compelling. Takes the imprecision of a spatial game, turns that imprecision into the very mechanism that makes the game possible. $10,000 raised, 300 backers, 7 days to go. They do a lot of those small box little games. This one, honestly, I think, from looking at this already, because I've seen this a little bit, I don't think I was pulled in by the components looked like they'd be a little too fiddly for me, like it looked like it'd be like cheap pieces that didn't like work well, but the actual gameplay looked intriguing to me. Anyways, we have over here, we have prepare to drop some parts and build out some constructs, which works up as a drop style spatial collection, card crafting game. You win the game by completing the most optimized set of constructions. Super cool, very gratifying. Okay, so you basically have all these little 80 transparent part cards. These part cards over here, they're going on the board into drop style, no, spatial set, let's scroll down. Okay, card crafting. Basically, you're trying to overlay these parts and you're crafting your little constructs in the game. So I love that as a puzzle. Like, Phase Shift games in general have a very high toy factor. I'm going to look at the pledge level shortly on this one. But we have the game, you put them over these boards over here, they all overlay, they create little... Okay, I kind of do want it now. Again, I don't even know if I like it, but like I like the idea of assembling your little robot like that. That looks fun. Players play the game simultaneously, racing to build the best and most constructs. Again, that looks intriguing. Tactile experience, tons of fun building. Okay, fine, okay. I'm kind of more intrigued than I was before. Superb quick playing puzzle. Pocketopia cross collab with who? They're collaborating with Super Battlemon. With Coffee Cat Board Games Project Super Battlemon. Did I miss that one? Or did I go past already? $5 add-on, module, arcane accessories. Again, like, that's cool. Like, throwing on these extras. We have a Boblin Bites pizza break. That, to me, is a little sillier. But maybe it works. I don't know. $15 per extra copy. So it's like $20 for the game. Oh, wait. Pairs perfectly with the equally portable and affordable Obilius. Reward tiers include Obilius for $10. Is Obilius anything to do with that? No, it's a totally different game. Totally different game entirely. Okay. Well, I'm intrigued, and let's look at the cross collab. I'll take a look at the pledge levels. I kind of do want this $15 plus shipping. I don't know if I care enough. That's the tricky part. With a lot of these things, it's not a lack of desire. It's like a lack of, like, I don't know. We'll see. I am intrigued by this. It does look like it has a strong toy factor. We shall see. Moving on. Duat, the Underworld awaits. $12,000 raised, 260 backers, 7 days left to go. This is an all-marble game that I had a chance to play it actually recently at Gamma. This is I like it, but I don't like it at the same time. It's an abstract strategy game where you have 3 moves on your turn. You can rotate or move forward. That's all you can do. And you're trying to push one of your opponent's pieces off the board, but you have to push from your front side, which makes it very hard because, like, if I move this guy up, I would move up 1, and then I'd rotate over here, so I'd move up, rotate, and push, which is great. But then he has 3 moves to like avoid that. So it's all about setting up the board in a way that you kind of trap your opponent. I do like the core concept. I do find it goes a little defensive for me. So it's a lot of defensive playing and very little like, I finally killed you moments. So I that's the one part. I think it's a good strategic game. I was torn on it myself. They are making it completely out of marble to give you a very solid marble feel. You take 1 of 3 actions, rotate, move, push for piece, all those stuff. So again, it's pretty cool. Plus levels in this one are coming in at $40 because it is all marble. That's the tricky part over there. But yeah, that's what we got over here for Duat. Cool, but also I don't know if I'm totally pulled in. Throw some Marvel characters and a little Marvel United game on it, I'd be all over it. That's a joke. Hopefully I wouldn't. Anyways, moving on to the next one, we have tabletop games, Land Once Magic TTRPG, Bolted, a game of making friends out of parts. I'll click on it, but I'm not quite sold. Otter, a tabletop game, we'll take a look at that one. And then Underleaf and Despair Dilemma, and then we have the last 4 to go over. Okay, so let's go through them. We have Bolted, we have David, Malachi, and we'll stop after these 4 to take a look at chat. Game Making Friends, Bolted, a puzzle card game brought to life by the creator of Wondermark. Do I know Wondermark? It sounds familiar. This looks crazy. Honestly, I'd rather just play that other game, the one I already forgot. Oh my gosh, what's it called? The Widgets. I'd rather play Widgets. This is kind of like the same vibe of building, but I like the structure of Widgets more so. We have 318 backers, 7 days to go, $15,000 raised. Yeah, it looks intriguing, looks chaotic. I like the premise. I just not a huge fan of the art style myself, going for that vintage-esque but like silliness to it. Looks cool. Check it out if you want to. That's Bolted. Moving on, we have Otter. Otter over here is the deluxe edition. Play all your double critter cards onto super cute otters to climb. It's a climbing shedding game. Fun. Okay, cool. I like shedding games. Ooh, I don't know. This is throwing me off visually. Like, it's cute to an extent. I think it's kind of ruining the cute critter vibe for me, though. That's not doing it for me there. It kind of looks like it has a very similar style to a game we actually covered on the channel recently. Oh my gosh, the cat, I can't remember what it's called. Cat something other. Ooh, Dice Tower crowdsourcing. That's all I needed. Otter done. That's a fun mechanism. I like what it's doing. Who is it? The Dice Tower pick of the week? This is the Dice Tower pick of, Mike. It's Mike's pick of the week. And it's a shedding game, of course. Did anyone see that 5-year? Who got to see Dice Tower posted a reel this past week? It was a YouTube short. And his YouTube short of 5 years ago, Mike on the channel being like, take my word for it, you can take it to the bank. In 5 years, no one will be playing The Crew. That was posted 5 years ago, that video. And they posted a short of that moment on their channel as a nice callback to Mike being not right about that prediction. Anyway, Underleaf, a foraging tiny set game from Frog Tea, calling all nature lovers. Nature games tend to do well. Currently, this is at 4,111 backers, 18,000 Canadian dollars raised. Design illustrated, uncover the hidden treasure of the forest. I don't know. Artwork's still in production, like that part. Like, if you see the full art ones, those are done. Pledge levels, early bird tiers are available. Not really relevant right now. Add-ons, I don't know. Previews. I'm kind of intrigued, but I'm not quite... I don't know enough at a glance, and it's making me work to find it, so I'm not going to right now. Yeah, part of why I didn't do the 2-back or not-to-back, I just couldn't imagine going through, like, this little quick skim. This is not what 2-back or not-to-back is like. 2-back or not-to-back is like maybe 30 to 40 minutes of research per campaign to get a good general sense of what's going on. This is just scrolling through and skipping, and I was not going to do this 2-back or not-to-back level on 65 campaigns here. Alright, Double Summons game. Become the mastermind of a death game. Create stories of horror, hope, and despair. Inspired by Dragonropa, Zero Escape, Squid Game, and more. Should have started Squid Game. I think that's very popular. I like the color palette over here. The white, black, and pink. That's very nice. Outside of that, don't know if I'm being pulled in by it. So we're going to move to the next one. Alright, let's take a look at chat and see what's going on before we move to our next campaigns. Okay, your Drone Explorer. In your opinion, what was the reason behind reprinting mediocre Black Orchestra and more so Valkyrie? So the first thing I'll say is, what you perceive as mediocre is not necessarily what is mediocre from a general retail stance. Black Orchestra has a very strong, and I know this because they were on GameFound, and I've talked with, I've talked to Starling Games directly. It has a very strong retail presence. Like that game consistently sells at retail. They've printed a ton of copies of the game, so it's like it's not an Everdell from a sense of a crowdfunding stance, but it is a strong, consistent performer. And again, even right now, you're saying, oh, it's a mediocre game. It's a mediocre game doing over $100,000, which there's lots of games that don't even do $100,000. So why the making of the new Valkyrie? I'm not entirely sure. They may have just wanted to continue making a new retail game called Valkyrie and a new expansion for the retail line. And as usual, crowdfunding is a good opportunity to give that a push. But retail and crowdfunding are very different sectors. There's often overlap, but not always. So it may just have been about the retail presence and then pushing crowdfunding in the short term. Undutiful Carrot. I wanted to back Hercules until I watched their TikTok playthrough. It looked incredibly boring after that. Ooh, that does not bode well. Nat, I've been out of the loop this year. Has been anything coming out of Kickstarter that I should have my eyes on? I'm sure a lot, but I don't know offhand. There's always campaigns. Brian, when shipping is half equal to a game's cost, it really makes it a hard sell. I completely agree. Nat, Marble Components, wild. I wonder who was able to manufacture that. I do not know. For me, so far, Nat, good for my wallet. AR Showcase was pretty meh. Agricola Special Edition was cool, but not sure I need it. Much like Puerto Rico, glad it exists, but not sure I need. Chad, Monster Train on PS5 is a great roguelike deck builder. Monster Train. I have it on PC. I don't feel the need to buy it again on PS5. I have, honestly, I've had an Xbox, a PC, and a PS5. This goes back to my last week conversation. But there are multiple games that I have bought multiple times on multiple platforms. I think I have 2 copies of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, one on, not Odyssey, Origins. I have one on PC and one on Xbox. I believe I own Overcooked on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox, which at this point is crazy. Now the good news, by the way, the good news is in most cases, I've bought all of these on sale. I think in all cases, like, I'm not willing to own multiple copies at full price, but on sale, sometimes I'm like, I haven't used an Xbox in years, but I do have it. I bought Ori and the Blind Forest at least twice on Xbox and PC. I'd have to look through what else there is. There are a few games, a handful of games over the years where I wanted the game, but I just don't use Xbox anymore, or PC versus PS5. Anyways, Monster Train. Nat, good to know. Brian, to be fair, that was the situation last year until Go On Board announced Cyberpunk, so there's plenty of time to announce something good. I mean, there's a whole lot. I assume, Brian, you've seen Go On Board announce Tekken, which I'm intrigued by. Obviously, does that translate into the board game? Who knows? Brian, Catan and Dominion are mediocre games, but sell mass market far more than anything in the niche market that we enjoy. Catan is, sure. Dominion is not mediocre, Brian, and I will ban you. Aaron, did you look at Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for PS5? I put it on my wish list, yeah. Almost everything we covered last week went onto my wish list. Not everything, but almost everything. Ratchet & Clank definitely did. So I have on PS4, I've only played it for like 5 minutes, but I have the last Ratchet & Clank before Rifts Apart. Like, is Rifts Apart that much better or different? That's what I am curious about. Because, like, should I just play the Ratchet & Clank from the last one I have? That's original, again, PS4. The one before Rifts Apart, I think. So I have that. Tell me if I should play that first or go straight to Rifts Apart. Because I own that one. ACS Origins, fantastic AC game, probably one of the best. Have you heard of Control? It's been free on Epic Games a couple times. Yeah, I added Control to my wishlist as well after last week. As far as Origins, Origins is the last Assassin's Creed game I started playing, and I played through it a little bit on my PC mostly, and I did enjoy it. But I kind of stalled out briefly. Like, I got to a point where I was like, okay, and I'll play more later, and I just didn't. So I actually have Odyssey coming right now. I'll wait on Shadows. Assassin's Creed games always go on sale. Like, I don't need to pay full price for them. But Shadows is one that I am waiting on. No, it's not Shadows. Odyssey I currently have on the way right now. I plan on diving into that one. I believe that's the highest rated Assassin's Creed game since the originals. I'll check that one out, and then possibly go back to Origins at some point. Brian, the amount of Mario 3 and Zelda linked to the past copies on is obnoxious. Nintendo keeps selling me the same game in a new system. Aaron Taylor, I think Rift Apart is better. Nat, Control is so good, that one gets my approval. What do you think of the new adventure game chess for Lost in Zarnak? I love it. I mean, I've played the new board, so I like the new system. It's not just about the component storage. It's a solid game on top of it. Aaron Taylor, if you could break an NDA for a board game, which company would it be from? I don't think... If you mean hypothetically, I can answer that. If you mean an actual one, I'm not even going to answer that question. Hypothetically, I would say that Steamforged would probably be that one because, here I'll give you an example, actually. It's actually relevant. Like, I knew about Helldivers 2 before they announced it. And that one I was very excited for. And that was definitely an NDA that I would have loved to break because I was like, Helldivers 2 is making it into a board game. Will I like it? No idea. But, like, it was cool. But I will say in general, Steamforged gets enough strong IPs that they likely would be the company that I'd instinctively answer that for. Meg isn't right there to help you, Aaron. I don't get it. Oh, that's funny. It's a trap. They're trying to get you to break an NDA. Yeah, I get the trap part. That's why I'm answering in the hypothetical, not the actual. Okay, last 4 campaigns to go through. We're doing right on time for our little hour-long thing. We got Hercules, Sisterhood, which is a role-playing game, and Pond, and then Bramble Trek. So let's get Bramble Trek out of the way, then do Pond, then do Hercules. It's not the order of the campaigns over here, but I'm going to do it in the order I'm most interested in the remaining campaigns. So, Bramble Trek. Tales in the 100 Acre Warriors start a new adventure as a Gnawborn. This art looks adorable. Again, that little anthropomorphic kind of like little cute animals. Like, this looks adorable. I don't even care about RPGs. It's GM-less RPG. You're the master of your own fate. So is this just choose your own adventure? Is that what this is? Because it feels like this is just choose an adventure. Not entirely sure. Book services are guide, stretch goals, sticker sheet, new legacy. Yeah, this looks cool. Journaling RPGs, play cards, guide your story, solo as a group with a house mouse. The art looks great. The general styling of it looks great. I'm not an RPG person, and I'm not going to get this, but, like, this is the type of RPG that I'm most interested in. It's got plushies and everything. No wonder this is doing $200,000. This just makes sense. This is a beautiful production. This is a great... Everything about this looks amazing, incredible. Kudos to them. Yeah, this just looks great. Looks great. Not for me, but close to being for me. Adjacent. If I had less board games and more time, I'd play this. Moving on to Pond. Pond is from the creator of React. I had to look behind me on the shelves over there. Pond is from the creator of React. March Your Frog Meeples, Build Lily Pads, Recruit Legends, $80,000 raised, 1,000 backers, 7 days to go. Doing great over here. Cross collaboration with Forest Floor, Nature Can Be Your Contest. Kudos for them, okay. Then we got an adorable... I just got the Frog Meeples from Pond because they have butts and my partner thinks they're cute. That checks out. That's from chat, not from the page. An adorable competitive area control deck builder. Ooh, I like area control. I like deck building. That's a good starting point. Featuring the back edition, over 25 guest artist frogs and over 80 wooden meeples. Okay, got cute, adorable little art. Asymmetric powers and cards. Select a faction of frogs with their own asymmetric powers. Gain victory points by controlling pawns. Spend berries to add frog cards to your deck. Okay, this looks cool. This looks cool. I'm not going to back it, but I am intrigued by it. Like, I like everything here looks great. It's checking all the right boxes. But I like the art. Well, the art's a little adorable. This little butt. This is a butt. But the art's adorable in a weird way. That's the thing. I think the art is not my go-to style. I like it, but it's not my go-to style. I think that's the main reason why I'm not like straight up backing this. We got lots of little double-sided frog meeples. They look great. Do we see the butts? I want to see the butts. Which things you shouldn't say on stream. There's butts. Oh my god. Okay. 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 The butts are adorable. This was not on my bingo cards of things I thought I'd be saying on stream today. Okay, this is the campaign that needed that little adult content warning over here. We got butts galore. Those, I kind of want to take a marker to all my root meeples and draw butts on them. I feel that's a thing. Can someone go ahead and do that for me? Draw a bunch of butts on your root meeples and let me know how that goes out, because I might want to do that in mine. Those are adorable little butts. The amount of time I'm spending here looking at butts on stream is a lot. This is definitely a vibe. Anyways, that's looks great. Looks great. Lots of guest artists. Oh, that's cute. Okay, yeah, from the creator of React. All stuff's good. Let's look at pledge levels. $35, $60 with market exclusive. Indie Savior. Can you get just add-ons? Add-ons over here. We got the pawns, this, the that, the this, the that. Meeples. Half pack of small frog meeples. If you want a bunch of frog meeple butts, that's your pledge right there. That's what you do. Anyways, that looks cool. That was fun. Moving on to our last campaign. Hercules and the 12 Labors, solo challenge, Fit for a Demigod. This is from Envyborn Games. They've had a bunch of games that I like. $27,000 raised, 94 backers, 7 days to go. I very much like Sirens, but I love Confusing Lands. Confusing Lands from them, I think, is an excellent game. I even enjoyed it on BGA, but honestly, I think the BGA is a little fiddly. I much prefer it in person. Taking the role of Hercules in this epic Greek mythology battle. Evaluate the legendary 12 Labors, conquer impossible challenges. So I am intrigued. We had that one person in chat who said that they didn't love it after seeing the live playthrough. That does have me. Let's look at the pledge level here. I want to start with that. Pledge level is 25. Oh, 25. Because the problem there is, because I could get it for $25, but then the shipping as well, I might just get the deck. It's 25 plus 8, 33. Yeah, at that point, that's almost the price of a full game. And like, I've had too many micro games bounce off that I think, as much as they're the collab partner on the Foxy deck, I think I'm just getting Foxy deck. I didn't realize it was going to be a $25 game. It's a little higher than what I personally want to spend on this without knowing it's good. By the way, in general, my own 2 cents, and I am in the privileged position of being able to play a lot of games before paying for them. But in general, if I like a game, there's not an amount of money that I won't pay, obviously within reason. But like, if I like a game, if I play a game, if I like it, I'm getting that game. It's just happening. But until I've played a game, I've gotten a lot more restrictive about what I spend money on, because there are so many games at any given point. Why should I spend money on a new game that's untested, unvetted? Like, I keep 5% of the games I play. So if I spend $30 on a game, there's like 9/10 of that money is effectively going away. Granted, you can sell them, but it's always a pain. Like, you could, like, a lot of my channel is focused on holding its value, but that's more relevant for things that are $200. Selling individual games at $20 a pop is just a pain to deal with. So like, I've gotten a lot more conservative in order to like not spend tons of money on everything that looks cool. And I do want this. Like, I want Pawn, I want Hercules, but if I play them, I'll get them. Until then, they're just intriguing. Alright, throughout your journey, you'll face mythical beasts, take on near impossible challenges. As you conquer each trial, you'll earn powerful artifacts. Prove your worth if you complete all 12 legendary labors. Okay, so one player solo game. I will watch the solo playthrough. Ooh, the art looks cool. I love the presentation. I think this game looks very cool. Combine cards for epic labors. As you advance, labors grow more challenging, bigger, bolder, and more epic for these ultimate trials. Legendary beast. All this looks good. Each time you conquer a labor, you'll claim mythical powerful rewards, each one shaping your journey. Exclusive bonus gift. Yeah, again, this all, on the surface level, this all looks great. I kind of want to go through the playthrough, get a sense of the decision space, and see if I care enough. But instinctively, at $25 versus like $15, whatever it is, at $25, I think I want to try this one first. But That's the game. That's all the stuff. Easy Cat video coming March 28th. That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. It's coming tomorrow. Jeremy Howard video coming soon. Okay, well, these are all coming soon. I'll check them out. Cross collab with, MV Board Games and Levity Game Studios. That makes sense. And then $8. Yeah, that's $33. $33 for a game. That's too much for an untested game. That's a solo puzzle that I typically have not loved. Anyways, that's kind of your Pocketopia. That's your Pocketopia overview. We're going to go back to chat in a second and close up. But $764,000 raised, 55 projects funded, a bunch of smaller creators who have seen both repeat success and first-time success, 10 projects not yet funded, which, we'll see what happens there. But we still have time. We still have time to go on this one. Anyways, that is everything, which means it's time to look at chat. Let's take a look at chat over here. Drone, in your question, Drone Explorer, question in your opinion, should gaming community adhere to any correctness in regards to examples, offensive themes, offensive events, developers from wrong countries? No, I don't think so at all. If you have a single standard that we have to adhere to, who defines that standard? I do believe you should be, gotta meet my computer over here. I do believe you should always be mindful of the impact of the things you do, based on just the community. So if the community is going to push back against something stupid or offensive, great. That should be a factor in your decision. But as far as a forced adherence to a correctness, I don't know who defines that. So just like everything in life, do what you want to do and live by the consequences. That's the closest thing I would acknowledge there. Aaron Taylor wasn't trying to have you list a game just if there's a company coming out with something you're really excited for. Yeah, I get that, but If let's say, for example, let's say Awakened Realms has this massive NDA coming for some game, whatever it is, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to say, oh, Awakened Realms, like, oh my gosh, they have something that I can't say. Unless there's reason, if I have reason to believe I can tease that, I would, but I wouldn't without having reason to believe, if that makes sense. Like, I think saying they have a secret that they're not telling you, that's already crossing lines to a small extent when it comes to respecting, secrets that you've been given. So, as a general concept, Steamforged Games. As a specific concept, no, I'm telling you. Chicago Twilight, got the frog meeples. Brian, if I got Pond, I'd have to name my frog James Pond. Nat, a solo journaling RPG doing 200k is kind of insane. Yeah, it's pretty happy for them. Nat, the vast majority of small design style ones you find in local designer sections. If I haven't missed any, I think the second most popular solo RPG made like 50k. Wow, interesting. Jerome, mail came in, finally got my copy of For Northwood, taking the game with me to the hospital for when my wife gives birth to my son in about 2 weeks. I love For Northwood. I have not stopped talking about the game in, 3 years now, or whenever it came out, whenever I started playing it. I think it's a 2019 title, but I think I played it like 2 years ago. Like it was more popular because it was originally a print and play, and then they came out with the full version and whatnot. But I love For Northwood. I play it on a regular basis. It is a great, excellent experience. One of the reasons I have no interest in solo RPGs is because it would take away time from solo For Northwood, which is adorable, cheap. Like it's such a good game. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm going to stop now. Anyways, this has been your weekly live, going over Pocketopia 2025, over and back at 65 campaigns, kind of loosely going over them. Honestly, it was like touching base on a lot of campaigns and then actually looking at like 6 or 7. But nonetheless, I walked away with a bit more information about what I am backing and am not backing. Ironically, I think the things I'm most interested in are that gear game. I can't remember what it's called, and then the Foxy deck, and Hercules kind of got demoted a little bit based on price point. Still interested in it, but not willing to take bite the bullet without trying it first. Anyways, where the heck do you get a copy? It's been sold out for a while. Me? For Northwood. I've had For Northwood forever. I've bought like 4 copies of For Northwood and given them away. Thanks for everything you do, man. I appreciate Jeff, Cyber Jeff. I appreciate Cyber Jeff. To all of you, appreciate you tuning in. I'll be back next week with our regularly scheduled weekly live, whatever format it takes. And until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. And I hope